Welcome back to Jump Scare. I'm Betty B. Deadly.
And I'm Chad Youngblood.
And we're celebrating Turkey Day.
Yay!
And if you are not in the United States, we're celebrating we survived another day of life. Yay! So it's a special day either way. This time around, we've covered 2014's Kristy.
And I'm crazy about you.
I want you to stay with me. This one time.
You know my family. I have to go.
You can't stay there by yourself.
Mom, the flights are too expensive. I'll be fine till Christmas. It's weird, I've never seen it so dead here before.
Overnight, police in Oregon announced they found the 21-year-old's body on
There's people out there. And they followed me here.
I'm going out there.
What's your emergency?
There are people trying to kill me. I need help.
We're already here, Kristy.
Why are you doing this?
Smile, Kristy.
So, Kristy is a Thanksgiving film. It's set during Thanksgiving break. And we have our character, Justine, who is staying behind. She's being played by Haley Bennett. She looks kind of like Jennifer Lawrence, right? Is she like the poor man's Jennifer Lawrence?
Yeah, she's like the kind of strawberry blonde Jennifer Lawrence.
No offense. She's also like a singer, but we don't get those. We don't get any of that in this film. There's no singing in the movie.
That's good.
Imagine Kristy the musical.
Just breaks out into it. I'm surprised someone's probably working on that.
Maybe like 30 years from now, this will be a thing. So, Kristy is an interesting film. I remember first watching it when it debuted on Netflix. And I don't know. Was it a theatrical release film? I can't remember.
I don't think it was. I think it came straight to Netflix. Or if it had a theatrical release, it was a small one.
Yeah. This movie's about a ritual cult, so to speak. It's like an underground community that's going after like goody two shoes they deemed as Kristy, which is a follower of Christ. They have in the film, they say that Kristy is pretty, pure, and blessed. And they upload the murders of these Kristys via some app that they have, where people around the world, I would just assume, they kind of just covered the United States, but I would say it was probably like an overwide like network where people are uploading this, where, you know, I guess at the time it's like 2014, right? So the film was probably made 2013. I'm trying to think of like, was there anything really happening like that? Because now I can totally see that. I guess the dark web.
Probably that was the beginning of it, and people were getting a little like, you were starting to go, "Ooh, what's this dark web I've heard about?" So I can see that was probably a thing.
Yeah, the beginning of the film is just like her, saying goodbye to her friends and her boyfriend, and like you get some of that, and then there's like a montage, right, of her just like chilling around the school by herself, running around,
doing laundry and talking to the security guard, and just kind of bullshitting around.
She's on the swim team.
Because they all are.
Yeah, you pointed out.
Every movie where there's like a college student, a female college student, they're always on the swim team. Like right off the bat, I can think of Crawl, Soul Survivors, Urban Legend. She was on the swim team in that because remember there was a whole scene where she's swimming down there and all the So there's 4 right off the bat I can think of. It must be a thing where they're like, what can we do so that we show that this woman is like athletic, has stamina, can take care of herself, but she's not a track star because that would be too obvious. And she's not into baseball because, well, she'd get a bat and just beat him half to death right away. So what could it be? Oh, she's on the swim team.
I never connected those dots until you mentioned it.
It's just one of those things because it happens so often.
Yeah. Well, Justine, who is named Kristy by her attackers throughout the film, you actually don't even... Do they even say her name, like, in the beginning of the movie? Or is the reveal that her name is Justine, like, when she tells Ashley Green, BTW, who's also in this film, if you have any Twilighter fans out there.
No,
yes, and I'm
name.
aware that I did say Twilighter, because I meant to say that.
No, they say her name early on. They say that they call her Juss all the time. Our friends call her Juss.
Yeah.
Which is a weird way to shorten Justine.
I guess teen would be too weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like, hey, Juss.
Yeah.
That seems kind of weird, too.
I thought it was funny that there was like a whole... And maybe this was just done just to do it, or were they playing like an homage to Halloween? Because there's like a whole classroom scene where she's asked upon to like, she's like discussing something that's happening in class, and it's between Einstein and Heisenberg, and about how chaotic the universe is, and how one believed that God didn't play dice with the universe, and the other one believed that God rolled the dice. So that was kind of like that scene in Halloween where they talk about fate. Yeah. Because it kind of applies to what happens, because it's just like, is this something that is just the luck of the draw and it's just meant to it was meant to happen to you, or was it not meant to happen?
Yeah, was it just a random thing that you could have avoided, or was it just you were destined to have this happen?
Yeah, so we get some of that, and let me say, like, if she hadn't gotten bored, obviously we wouldn't have a movie if these things happen. But she's deemed a Kristy by the cult because she finally goes out to like the convenience store to go grab something to like eat. She's really in the mood for ice cream, and she goes, and she's like a nice person, so she goes and picks something up for the night watchman or whatever that's there, for the guard of the school.
And she takes her roommate, who's left a BMW behind. She takes her roommate's BMW, and she herself is not really rich or privileged. She's 2 of the 3. She's pretty, she's pure, but she's not really rich. She's there on scholarship. She's working washing dishes.
She's doing work study, yeah. So she's not completely a Kristy. She's actually had to fight for her way in life.
So when she gets there, she shows up at the convenience store
with her Beamer.
In her yoga pants, and buying all of her snacks, and she runs into the crazy leader of this cult, who they never really give names to anybody.
No, but it's Ashley Green, and she looks insane. She's wearing a hoodie, and she has like 1,000 lip rings. It was very
and she has terrible, terrible teeth. Like when she smiled and talked, I was just like, "Oh God, here's some dental floss. Use it, please." Yeah,
she's mad because she doesn't have the Beamer, and she doesn't have good teeth. So she's like, "Nope, I'm gonna get this bitch. I'm gonna steal these teeth. I'm gonna wear them." Tabby has joined the show.
Yeah, she's having things to say tonight.
Yeah, if you don't know who Tabby is. She is our cat. And we now have a new cat joining the crew as of today. Actually, my previous cat, long story, Layla, who may or may not join a show at a later date. Right now, we're just trying to, it's like the fucking warriors over here.
Yeah, they're circling their sides of the place, going, Tabby, come out and play.
Layla, come out and play.
I saw them snapping their fingers like West Side Story earlier at each other. They were clicking at him and saying knives, sticks.
Wow.
Going back and forth with each other.
That's exactly what was happening. So you might hear there might be a fucking cat, I was going to say catathon, but that doesn't apply. I was going to say like a cat fight. There you go, cat fight.
It's going to be a played up cat fight right in the middle of this if we're not careful. So that if anything happens, that's what's going on.
So Kristy is, trying to buy her stuff, aka Justine.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've already deemed her Kristy because just like, well, whatever. We'll disclose in the end. And, that's it. She's marked by this cult, by Ashley Green, has decided, she tells her, you're the one. Of course, Justine has no idea what the fuck that means. And they basically follow her back to the school, and things get escalated rather quickly. The film has a very good way of pacing itself, I would say. They don't really stay too long on, like, it may seem they do the montage, but it's like fast. You really get more of the like attack and the taunting and that kind of thing, because once it gets going and it doesn't stop until it ends.
Yeah, it's really good at that, and I like the fact that they dropped a few hints earlier in the thing about she was in a chemistry class and that she was listening up to how to do different things, and that comes into play later. So I like it when they take a lot of little small elements that are just like throwaway things in the movie. Oh, she listened to him how to make this in chemistry class, or her boyfriend had this little digital recorder that they were using. All these things come back later, and I always like it when they do that. It didn't seem forced, It didn't seem like, oh, that's going to come back later. It was just casual things that always, reoccurred later.
Yeah, you did get some little, like, tidbits, like, hints, like, hey, maybe we're going to visit this later. This may apply. And, she does state to her boyfriend that, she's there on scholarship, so that she has to be on top of her grades. She's going to be a good student. She's responsible because she takes it seriously. She's not there to like gaff off and whatnot. And because, we don't really know, are they there just on their laurels, like, or not? Like, we don't really get that from the other characters. We know that they're wealthy and they're privileged. But she's not. And these people, it's 4 people. It's 3 guys and 1 girl.
Ashley Green, very angry about having been in Twilight, is now out killing people.
And she looks like Cartman, right? Because she has that fucking hood.
Yeah, she's got the hoodie on. She's a little bit like the girl with the dragon tattoo. She went off and became that after she got pissed for being in the Twilight movies.
One of the killers, right off the bat from the beginning of the movie, is whistling Jesus Loves Me, which I thought was pretty hilarious.
And super creepy. There's just something about, like, you hear someone whistling in the middle of the night down a dark hallway coming towards you. It's like, this guy's up to no good, because nobody's just out whistling in the middle of the night that's decent.
Yeah, let me tell you, these are very, this is very, Jesus Loves Me lyrics lives up to, like, the whistle. Your face is crazy. What I'm meaning to say is that the lyrics are spot on for the creepiness, because it says Jesus loves me. Oh yes, Jesus loves me. So, for the Bible tells me so.
Yeah, so there's nothing like the guy with a tinfoil mask on chasing you with a machete whistling that.
Yeah, yes, let's talk about the mask, because this is the second time I've seen the film. Well, this is the second time we've both seen the film. We saw it individually before we knew each other when it came out, and then we've come together to choose this for our Thanksgiving film. the mask looked like I went home with my Thanksgiving dinner and now I have these little leftovers. I've unwrapped my leftovers and have my foil paper. And now I've decided, hey, I'm going to recycle because that's, what life is about. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to make a killer mask and start killing people with it.
Well, they're out to kill people, not the planet.
No, but they're conscientious is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm saying they care.
Oh my God, they're out to kill the people, not the planet. That's the bumper sticker that's on the back of the car we didn't get to see.
Yeah, well, that's what we need to see right there. We need to make that. I want to kill the people, not the planet.
Yeah, also, I plan to probably make this mask and just...
wear it around for Thanksgiving?
That's exactly what I'm wearing for Thanksgiving. I'm not going to be wearing... I said Turkey Day at the beginning. I don't really want to celebrate blah, 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 blah. But I do want to celebrate, being together with the family and eating delicious ass food and wearing a creepy ass foil mask while I'm doing it.
I don't know. Those things look difficult to eat out of to me.
It has a little mouthful, so you got that.
You just sit there, great stuffing. Trying to put it through that little tiny hole.
Wow.
No, I'm not doing that.
So the assailants, the cult people, they have they've tapped into her computer. They've tapped into the flip phones. By the way, there's flip phones galore in this film. No iPhones available.
Which it was 2013, so there were plenty of iPhones around. I'm thinking this was one of those things that was written years before it was actually produced.
That or maybe they couldn't get the rights to have the right phone in the film. It's an indie film, so maybe they just couldn't afford it. I mean, there's so many different avenues on why I didn't have it. I actually think that I like it without she's still able to use the phone and stuff. It's just some of the stuff that it would have not worked on an iPhone.
Or a flip phone, you mean?
Or no, I'm saying if she did have the iPhone, some of the stuff would have not worked because it would have seemed like the whole scene with the security guard where it's says that this is not available, and then we were like, well, that's not a thing.
Yeah, I don't think any phone has a thing that says system jammed.
Yeah, system jammed.
There's no the phone has been jammed icon on any phone that I know of. I was cracking up about that one.
But we were like, we'll let it pass because it is a flip phone and maybe they would have come up with a system jammed. I was giving it the benefit of the doubt. You wouldn't see that on an iPhone because iPhones don't get any viruses or any jams, so to speak. So,
but it cracked me up too that I always love it when these guys in movies, it's they're crazy dirtbag looking killers driving around in a 73 Buick using knives and lead pipes to kill people, but yet somehow they're all master computer hackers too. They all know how to get in, jam the cell phone signals, upload shit to her computer. Yeah, they're multi-talented, these guys.
They're not going to school. They have no opportunities. They mad. They're not on scholarship anywhere. They have meth teeth. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to be mad. So what do people like that do? They're trolls. And all they do is be on the internet and be crazy.
Complaining about Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yes, they're on the internet complaining about Sonic the Hedgehog's teeth and the fact that he has teeth. And it's the end of the world because he does. Humanity is over because Sonic has teeth.
That was kind of creepy, I got to admit.
That's exactly what... Yeah, why would he have teeth? But I wouldn't
Human
say...
teeth. Giving him little cartoon Sonic teeth? No, he had to have
What would that even look like? There'd be sharp, narwhal style? Like a horn, pointy? I don't even...
I don't know, but I know they look like old man dentures. I know that much.
We digress. So, the kills in Kristy. What's your favorite kill?
Spoiler alert. I think it's when they're chasing her around, hunting her, they're uploading their footage of it, and she, finally tries to turn the tables on them. She makes her own special bat, taking C-clamps or not C-clamps, I don't know what they're called, but the little clamps you put on things and you tighten them up, and she puts nails through those and onto the bat and tightens it up, so she's got the baseball bat full of nails. And she's using, when I mentioned the recorder, She lures the guy into the shower. She's got the recorder playing sounds like she's hiding in one of the stalls.
Like she's whimpering it because she's so scared.
Yeah. He whips the shower curtain open, sees it's just a tape recorder, and before he can do anything, she comes up behind him and hits him in the back of the head with a baseball bat full of nails.
Yep.
And I like the fact that, too...
Nailed it.
Yeah, nailed it. That this is not one of those ones where, like, the killers are all, like, super immortal people that you have to hit, like, 40 times. No, one shot to the back of the head with a baseball bat full of nails, and he's out.
I want to know, what did she expect to see under the mask? She lifts his mask, and her reaction to him is like, wow, like, you're a kid just like me. Like, what the fuck? Like, you're a young person.
I think she was just expecting to see, like, your typical, like, you know, you're going to lift the mask off, and it's going to be the guy, like, with a squinted up eye that's like, he's like a pirate-looking guy or some kind. He's got scars on his face, or... You know, he's got a tattoo that says "beautiful loser" or some shit on his forehead. Or,
wow. And he's just like a regular Joe Schmo. So she's like, oh my God.
A chubby-looking little college kid. That's it.
Yeah, well.
So, yeah, I think that was my favorite.
The It Follows Death was okay. I call it the It Follows Death, obviously, because that's the end of It Follows, right? When the whole pool scene.
Yeah.
That was fine. My favorite one is the last one. When Ashley Greene finally gets her, you know, she finally gets Ashley Greene and she gets her just desserts. And, you know, she's concocted a special fucking mix of, like, what the hell was, like, ice snow.
It was like all the different chemicals that were in the pool area, the little maintenance thing, like the different things. And she mixes them all together makes a little concoction that when you toss water on it, it ignites.
Yeah, it looked like snow when she threw it on her, and it was snowing, right?
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah, it was raining out there.
It was rainy, so...
It'd already been raining earlier, so...
So she's all like, what the fuck did you just do? And right before Ashley Greene even does it, like, she tries to, like, get at her... She just dumps that thing on her. She lights up on fire. Oh, real fire. Like, not CGI'd fire.
Yeah, it's not one of those things where, like, they had the guy, like, run around flailing his arms and they animated fire on him later. They really set the person on fire. You can tell the difference.
Yeah, and it looks fantastic. And I was like, oh my God, this person's on fire. Hope they're okay. But Shad made a point to say, like, maybe that's why she was in the fucking hoodie the whole damn time. Because they were going to need that person to be in the hoodie so you can cover the face and not show that, hey, it's not Ashley Greene anymore. We got, you know...
A stunt guy doing it.
Oh, God. Or a stunt woman. Excuse me.
I said guy, just like in, like, hey, this guy is going to do it.
No, fine, whatever. No one's saying, okay, stunt person doing it. It had to be a stunt woman. Imagine it was a stunt man. That would be crazy. Like an actual man, like gender. Like...
Yeah. Well, you know, they have different guys of all sizes because there's ones that don't want to be involved in some, you know.
Yeah, that's true. It's just the hair just looks so good, though. But you never see the face. They really did a good job of, like, blacking her face out because it was also during the nighttime. So you have the cover of night and then the clothing selection.
A lot of times, too, they have those things like they showed on that one Avengers movie. They had an exact, like, silicone mask that looked exactly like Scarlett Johansson that they put on her stunt double. That when they had her riding around in the background, you couldn't tell the difference from looking at it from a far shot, you couldn't tell. It looked just like her.
That's really creepy.
Yeah, they showed the scene where Jeremy Renner was wearing the mask and just walking around. It was really fucking creepy. Like, to see her face, it looked exactly like her, but it's Jeremy Renner's body. It was very disturbing.
I have to see that later. That's really, really disturbing. I give the film 3 knives.
Yeah, I'd go a 3.5 for myself. I thought there's not a lot of Thanksgiving horror movies out there, so when you find a good one, it's worth seeing.
Or 3 pumpkin pies with knives in them. That's what I'm giving it.
Because the previous Thanksgiving movie that we covered was Blood Rage. And
Blood Rage!
And then they tell you that ain't cranberry sauce.
It ain't cranberry sauce, that's for sure.
God, that movie.
You know, Kristy... I'm sure people would find flaws on it. It is what it is. I enjoyed it. But a lot of people don't see it as a horror film. They see it more as a thriller. I could get that. I say horror because there's like killings, that are happening before the beginning, and then during the whole process, she kind of watches some of the videos when she gets a hold of the phone. Because there is a point where she does get hold of the phone of one of the stalkers when she kills their bathroom guy, and sees, you know, the atrocities that these people have done across the country. Yeah, I would say, you know, it was, I wouldn't say suspense, but I would definitely say like a horror thriller. Is that a thing?
Yeah, I'd just call it straight. It is. It's a slasher movie.
Yeah, it is a slasher movie.
They're just trying to, you know.
They do slash someone's throat in the movie. So
there's a lot of stabbings in it. A lot of the movies now, they want to avoid the horror label. They want to be like, oh, I'm not a horror movie. I'm a psychological thriller.
Yeah, but I would say more people like, you know, the online people are like, oh, this is not a horror movie.
Well, there's the same people that complain about Sonic's teeth, so I just ignore them.
Oh my goodness. Well, he shouldn't have teeth, but that's besides the point. Kristy in her room has a jack-o'-lantern. Like, I don't know if it's like a candle holder or just like a cookie, like a small cookie jar.
You mean Justine?
Yes, Justine, aka Kristy. She has this thing in her room, which is kind of like, oh, Halloween just ended, but I'm not going to put this jack-o'-lantern away because you know what? Thanksgiving also has pumpkins because we eat pumpkin pie. So I'm going to keep this decoration out. You know, I love set design. So it's just like those small things where it's just like, you know what? Someone might have something left over from Halloween going into Thanksgiving. Because it's not like it beats you to death, saying, oh, this is a Thanksgiving movie. You hear that there's the break. You hear people talking about going away for Thanksgiving. And then the radio announcer says, like, you know, like Happy Thanksgiving or whatever. So that's it. But it is set during that time frame, and there aren't a lot of films. I think that and Blood Rage are the only two movies. Oh no, there is actually another sect. I actually wrote a small little I don't want to say article, but I wrote a small little thing about horror Thanksgiving films. So I'll add that to a link for our blog, the Orlando Horror Society, to cover the other films that deal with Thanksgiving or have, you know, Thanksgiving killings occurring in the film.
Besides Thanksgiving,
yes. Besides Thanksgiving, there's actually another.
Still, the greatest Thanksgiving movie of all time that has not been made is still the Eli Roth trailer for Thanksgiving.
I know.
That is one of the greatest trailers ever made.
Dark meat, white meat.
All will be carved. It's just such a great line.
Yes, that scene with the fucking cheerleader jumping on that trampoline, it's just like, oh shit.
Yeah, I need that movie. Son, Eli Roth, please just go make that movie. That's all we're asking.
I want to say in Student Bodies, there's that parade scene and they're in a fucking big ass turkey, but I think they're just like in a big bird or something. Cause
yeah, I can't remember Student Bodies. Haven't seen it in a while.
The freaking boyfriend is trying to have sex with a girl. It's like a float, you know, like a parade, like float. He's trying to have sex with her and she's like, what are you doing? We're like at a parade, like at a float. And he's like, parades make me hot. There's always, the teenage guy always says like,
something makes him hot.
Always something makes them hot, and that's why they have to whatever. And then they get trash bagged, you know, and then murdered by the killer of the film. So thank you so much for joining us in this special Turkey Day / every other day special Kristy review from 2014, and I gave it 3 pumpkin with knives on them, and you
give it 3.5.
3.5. This movie can be found on Netflix. It's still actually on Netflix, so you can catch it out if you have some time if you guys are on break. And thank you so much. Stay tuned to the horror.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.